Hello, this is Catherine from Catherine's Granny Squares. Today we're going to be working on the bobble stitch. The bobble stitch is a fun stitch to do and it adds an interesting texture to your work. You can use it in projects such as garments like hats because the bobble is on the front but on the wrong side it is a flat surface. It can be used in blankets, making up letters and numbers using the bobbles to do that, or you can use it to make up little motifs and all sorts of shapes. It's quite a versatile stitch and definitely, as I say, a fun stitch to learn. So let's do the bobble stitch. We'll do a small sample today and I'll show you the different sizes of bobbles that you can make. On this sample there are different sizes, and if I turn it this way you can see we start off from the left with a large and then medium and a small. Can you see that? Hopefully you can. And then I've done a few mediums to finish. So I've done the chain, and when you work bobbles, I just want to say this before we start, they're usually worked on a base or background stitch of a double crochet or half treble, or indeed a treble stitch. The smaller the stitch, like the half treble and double crochet that you use as a background stitch, will give you a better bobble that protrudes out more. So if you start with using trebles, then I'm going back to this again. If you go straight off and start off with a treble, you're actually right in there with the bobble stitch starting off, because a bobble stitch is a little group of incomplete trebles, and the size of the bobble will depend on how many of these incomplete trebles you make and therefore how many loops you have on your hook. So I've done my, in this case, double crochet on top of my foundation chain. I've done a turning chain and I'm going to turn the work, so I'm going to be working on the wrong side. So there's the right side, do the turning chain and turn round, so you're working your bobble from the wrong side. I'll just put a double crochet here just so we're working a little bit in from the edge. I'm only going to show you how to do the bobble. I'm not doing a pattern with this today, so this is purely to show you how to do the stitch. Yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, leaving 2. That's the start of your incomplete treble. So we'll continue making more. Yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. We have 4 loops now. Yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. We've got 5 loops. That's usually where I stop when I make my bobbles, but today I want to show you how to do a large one to start off with. So I'm going again, yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, 2, 4, 6 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all of those loops. In the next stitch, do a double crochet, make that slightly tighter because that will make your bobble protrude more. That's a large bobble. We'll do a medium-sized bobble now. Just getting more yarn because bobble stitches do eat the yarn. I'll just pop a double crochet in the next stitch just so we've got a bit of a gap. So we'll make a medium-sized bobble. Yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, 2 loops left on your hook, yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, back into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, 2, 4, 5 loops, yarn over, pull through all those loops and do a double crochet in the next stitch. As I say, make that a little bit tighter. That's your medium-sized bobble. We'll do a small now. I'll just pop a double crochet in there to give a gap. Yarn over, into stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and again yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. 4 loops make your small bobble. Yarn over, pull through all 4 loops and do your securing double crochet in the next stitch, and that is the small size. The bobbles being worked from the wrong side will just come through to the right side, but you can also just pop them through a bit more with your finger. If you make a mistake or if a pattern dictates to work from the other side, you just pop them through with your finger. What fun! So that is the 3 sizes of bobbles. Of course you could make them bigger, giant bobbles, whatever size you wish to make. You just do more incomplete trebles and make more loops therefore on your hook, and therefore you'll make a bigger bobble. Now bobbles, as I say, can be incorporated into patterns. I'm using bobbles on this simple baby blanket. The pattern is on the channel, and I'm just using 3 bobbles here, and I'm making little flower motifs down the side of the blanket. And I must show you this other blanket, but I'll just bring these out the way because it's a big blanket. It's a double bed size blanket I made during lockdown, but I want to show you the bobble texture in it. So this was made from a Woman's Weekly magazine pattern, and it incorporates lots of textures, but just look at these bobbles. Some more there. Such a fun blanket to make. And down the sides on part of the border, the designer gave us a little row of small bobbles to make. I made this using all my yarn that I already had in my stash, and because we weren't allowed out during lockdown, it was a great time to use it excuse me, to use the yarn. And when I'd finally succumbed to buy more yarn, then obviously I still had some yarn in my stash, and I still, if you watch my videos, will know that I do love using up my stash, because you know, you've got it there, you buy it, and you know, anyone who crochets or anyone who started to crochet will soon find out you buy yarn not necessarily to use for a project. So you do build up a nice little collection, and projects like this are ideal for using up your stash. I'll just get this out the screen. It's very heavy, as I say, it's a double bed blanket. So I hope this video has helped you think about the bobble stitch, and that's the 3 sizes. You can see it there: large, medium and small. If you like these little videos, then if you want to subscribe to the channel, it won't cost you anything to subscribe to my channel, and you'll see the videos that I put up if you press the notifications bell if you wish to do that. So happy bobble making. See you soon. Bye for now.